We are middle of October. The garden is starting to wrap up. And one thing that we have let get way ahead of us is our cherry tomatoes. It's bad. There are so many going to waste. There are so many yet to be picked. And there's so many yet to ripen. But we were kind of at a loss as to what to do with these until we saw Northshore Preparedness, which we'll link his channel above somewhere, or the video actually. He showed us a little trick with preserving your tomatoes just in oil and lots of good stuff. Definitely go to his video to find out all the details, because I'm going to have to go back and watch again just to be sure. But so we are going to start tackling the cherry tomatoes and picking them to try and make these. It's a great way to preserve a huge amount. And today
I'm helping!
James is helping today. So we're going to get busy. We're going to see how many pounds of cherry tomatoes we can get off this vine.
And we're going to be walking in cherry tomato land.
It is cherry tomato land. Let's show them. So James is going to stand. He's standing beside the cherry tomato bush. Now I'm going to just scan up. James is about, what are you now? Almost 5 feet tall? You must be pretty close.
4.11 or 5.
Yeah, so you're just about 5 feet. James is just about 5 feet tall, and we're going to go up from him to show you.
It's big.
It is. It's about 13, 14 feet tall. There it is, the top there. Now most of the stuff up there is not ripe, which is a good thing because my ladder is at the back for picking apples right now. But look here. Tons of red cherry tomatoes. This is just one side of the trellis. They're actually, if you see here, they're actually creeping out all onto our cabbage. They've extended about 12 feet out this way over our kale. Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So let's show them the inside though, because that's even more impressive.
What's it called again? When it go,
a cave?
No.
A fort?
No, not that.
A hidden world?
No, not that.
What are you going for?
When a plant goes crazy out of control.
It's crazy out of control. We've shown this situation in our garden tour videos, but it has gotten worse. It's escalated. Now you can see here, we're just giving you a scan of the one side going up the trellis. It's like,
I already got them.
and James is already picking. It's like a grape trellis. Like, look it. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. That's the top. Now we're going to go all the way around. Sorry if I made you dizzy. Look it. This is the other side of the trellis. So I think we have our work cut out for us today, getting these cherry tomatoes picked and roasted and put away for the winter. So, time to get started. Oh, and as a side note, look at how many are on the ground that we missed. So we're going to be collecting those up afterwards for the chickens. This is quite the project. So, our bucket's almost full on that one. And Alex and James have their bucket about half full.
And Abby.
And Abby, the helper starving cat. And we've barely made a dent. We're just tackling what's lower, and you can see on my side, I still have a ton more over on that side, which I'm about to go around. If they're just orange, I'm leaving them at this point kind of thing, because I can't use them all this fast. You can see in here, we still got a whole bunch on that side. We haven't even gone to the top because we don't have the ladder. But we still have all that section right there to go. Oh, so many cherry tomatoes. Not a bad problem to have. We just have to keep picking. Well, we've kind of decided to call it quits at this, because this is going to be a lot of tomatoes to process today. We still have so many more. What do you think, Alex?
I think that we could probably get another 2 more of each.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or more.
This is probably a third of what's on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of our harvest.
Here's some chickens coming. I can hear them.
Good news.
Are they coming?
Yes. Is that Phoebe?
No, that's Phoebe's babies. So hopefully they'll come and work on some of these tomatoes. But we're going to take them inside, get them cleaned up off the stems, and then we will kind of bring you back to show you our version of North Shore's recipe, and we'll definitely make sure we link his video so that you can come up with your own way of doing this. One thing, actually, wait. One thing that we need to do before we go in is we have to pick basil because we need basil for this. So we're going to go over to the basil plants right now, which look amazing, and we will get some of that. The chickens are loving being able to work in the garden now that fall has come. They really can't do much damage to what is still here, and even if they do, it's not the end of the world at this point. They've got to be fed as well. But look at this basil. It is still pumping, still looking gorgeous. So we're going to pick some of this to put in with our cherry tomatoes. So we harvested just under 10 pounds of cherry tomatoes so far today. So next step is going to be to get these off the vines and washed up. So after we get them washed up, they're going to be put onto a cookie sheet and drizzled with some olive oils and such. But I'm not actually going to show any more from this. I'm just going to show you the end result and the end product. If you want to know more about this recipe, definitely go and check out Northshore Preparedness' video, which we'll link above, and it'll also be in the description below. Alright, so we had a bit of a learning curve on this. When you roast your tomatoes in the oven, pending the size of them, watch it so that they don't just turn to mush. On our first jar here, you can see at the bottom, they were mush. I did them for 40 minutes roasting, big mistake. So then I went to my next tray, right here you can see at the top. They stayed with a bit more form, but I did them for 25 minutes. Still, here's them in the bottom of this jar. Still quite mush. So this round, I only did them for 12 minutes. So we're going to see how these ones go into the jar. They're looking a lot better. They're staying in form and have a bit more of the tomato left. So definitely something to remember when you do this here is to kind of gauge the timing by the size of your cherry tomatoes. So we're all done our cherry tomato project. We didn't use all the 10 pounds of cherry tomatoes, but I'll show you how we ended up here. What we got was two 1-liter jars of cherry tomatoes in their oil. As I mentioned, as you can see with this one here, my first batch was very overcooked. They ended up quite mush. Hopefully you can see that. This one not so bad, although I do this one not so bad, but I do think just piling them in there pressed them down quite a bit at the bottom. But all in all, not too bad. We ended up with probably about 1 liter left, but once you cook them down, they wouldn't have filled a jar. So I'm going to hang on to these and go pick some more and make some more tomorrow. All in all, very, very impressed with this method of preserving the cherry tomatoes that Northshore brought up and brought to our attention, which we're really, really glad for. As I mentioned in the video, one of the things is figure out how to roast your cherry tomatoes. Never done that before, really, and so that was a bit of a learning curve for me, so I hope that my next batch of these will be even better. But the taste is incredible, and as he states in his video, you can kind of put whatever seasonings you want on this. I used basil, garlic, salt, pepper. That was it. I believe he put some thyme in his, so you can kind of, world's your oyster, whatever you kind of have available. So far we've got 2 liters of these to go into the fridge to use over the winter time, and I'm hoping to maybe get 2 more because there's a lot of cherry tomatoes still out there, as you've seen. So hope you enjoyed the video, and definitely make sure you check out Northshore Preparedness site. He has some great prepping ideas and just great conversation. So take a look at his page as well, which is linked below. We'll put his link below, and hope you have a great rest of the week.